Friends, I am here today with a $20 Amazon wig. I actually have two $20 Amazon wigs. Wig sister reached out to me a while back, months ago, and told me that she had purchased these wigs from Amazon from the brand Testar, and that she absolutely loves them. She had to do some modifications, and you likely will too, but for my wig sisters on a super budget, I am trying very hard to find good wigs to show you that won't break the bank. These are a bit more fashion, although they do have about 20 options. Some of them aren't as fashion color as these, so I'll tell you all about them, and you can make the decision whether or not it's worth your time to go check out these $20 wigs. My name is Denise. I'm also known as Hey Wig Sister on Instagram and Facebook. I've shown you guys Amazon wigs in the past, and normally they're actually, the ones I've tried have been fairly decent. Now, if you're used to wearing $300 synthetics, a $20 synthetic is going to have some challenges for you. But if you're willing to work with your wigs and you're on a budget, I do think you can make a $20 Amazon wig look really realistic, and I don't think most people are going to know you're wearing a wig. As you can see, the biggest issue I'm having right now with this one is the front. I reviewed a similar wig last year that had these sort of fringe pieces that really hang in the face, and since this doesn't have a lace front, you're definitely going to want to work with that. In that video, I show you how to cut this into a full bang with a thinning razor. It is really easy to do, foolproof, even if you don't have any cutting skills. I don't. I'm not steady with my hands either, and a thinning razor works great. So if you're looking at any of these types of wigs and you love what you see, but you're not finding a perfect style for you, knowing that you can trim bangs or trim length is going to make a huge difference and really will open up a world of wigs that you're not currently considering. A little, what do we call it, sweat equity into your piece can really make it something that you love. Now, the two colors that I purchased, this one is brown with orange. You can see it's a really unique, interesting color. And this one is brown, blonde, ombre, I believe. I'll make sure both of these are linked below. Now, if you're not a fan of the fashion aspect of these colors, they do have a couple of other colors. Now, these are in the 22-inch length. They also have a 20-inch and a 26-inch, I believe, or 24-inch, and those came in different colors. So they're all on the same listing page, and depending on the color that you want, the length may vary. But if you wanted to trim the length on these, you could cut quite a bit of the dark off if you're looking for something a lot shorter. I will make sure that there are a few videos linked below to help you with trimming bangs and different things with wigs. I just think, honestly, the more you know, the less stress you're going to have on this journey. And I want to put out a cry for help. If anybody knows of any really good super budget wigs, let me know. I'll see what I can do to get more of these reviews out. I get sent a lot of major name brand wigs to review, which I'm grateful for, because my review career would be done a long time ago if I had to purchase every single wig I show you. And I do think getting a bunch of information about wigs is going to help you, whether or not those wigs were gifted for review. But I don't get as many budget wigs sent to me, and oftentimes I don't even know how to reach out to some of these Amazon sellers. So if you know of any good wigs, let me know, and I'll put it on my list and see what I can do. Now, these are heat-friendly fibers, and they actually feel pretty good. You know, the thing I've noticed with these budget synthetics, the fibers aren't as realistic feeling as the major name brands, which honestly, at what, a 1/18th, 1/16th of the price or less, I think that's good, because I would sure be disappointed if these wigs felt and acted as good as a $300 synthetic. But I don't think that they're terrible. I don't think this feels super like doll hair at all, and I've felt some budget wigs that felt a lot more doll hair like, straw like than these. And the other thing is they're not shiny, so they really do look realistic, even if they don't feel as realistic as some other wigs. And that's one of my favorite mantras, is just because it doesn't feel good doesn't mean that it doesn't look good. Inside the cap, and I'll throw the other color on for you in a moment, really no frills, no lace front, no monofilament, although oftentimes on wigs like this, they'll put a little plastic fake part in there. And that's what you're seeing right here. All of that is that plastic fake part. On some wigs, I think that can look a little odd. It can give you a weird shape on the top, but with the length and the layering on these, I don't think it's very noticeable at all. But I have a video showing how to take heat to a wig like this to get a little more lift next to that part so that it's not as cone head shaped. So if you put a wig like this on and you're finding that looks a little bit odd to you, you can take a little heat. I'll make sure that video is linked below. We've got hook adjusters. You can see that one popped out. So you can adjust the size a little bit. Open wefting, and you can see this wefting is super far apart. That's very common on these budget wigs versus the major name brands. There are bendable stays inside the ear tabs. And that, my friends, is the budget cap. And this one is the brown blonde. I don't even remember if I turned around with the other one. So to summarize, these are super budget wigs, but I think if you're willing to work with the wigs, you can make them look really realistic. Cutting the bangs, maybe trimming some length, all of that can help a lot. I also think these could be great for ponytails. So if you're looking for a wig that you can wear in the summer with a ponytail, wigs like this can be so perfect for that. And then if you trim up these bangs, it is really going to be a throw and go piece. So do keep in mind, sometimes budget wigs can be perfect for things like the beach or going hiking, and if you don't want to wear one of your more expensive pieces, these can be great. Now they do fit a little big. I would say I have this cinched in. There's a tiny bit of stretch. Where I find it fitting a lot bigger is over the ears, the ear to ear. I mean, I can cover my own ear with these. That's how big the over the ear is. I can tuck it up, and it's actually not uncomfortable because the cap isn't super substantial or super thick. But I definitely think this is going to be good for someone with big over the head measurements. I'm not finding it to be super big in the circumference, but definitely the ear to ear. And that's really pretty common with these super budget wigs. They're generally fashion wigs, and I would say that what separates fashion wigs from medical wigs is generally the cap size. A fashion wig, more people with hair might wear a fashion wig, and people without hair. But I would say that with the major name brands, oftentimes those are considered medical wigs, and they're manufactured just a little bit smaller because a lot of the women who would wear those wigs and spend the money on those wigs have medical hair loss, whether that be chemotherapy or permanent hair loss. And you don't need as big of a cap to tuck hair under, if that makes sense. So I do find these Amazon budget wigs to generally run a little bit bigger. I would say this is running really big over the top, not super big in the circumference. But if you have Amazon Prime, free returns. The best way to try a wig on Amazon and take advantage of the free returns. So if you're looking for something not to break the bank, you're willing to work with it, or you're looking for a summer beach wig, something you can wear up in updos, maybe even with a headband. You know, one of the things, if you don't want to mess with these bangs, you can pull the hair back and stick a headband on it. You can cut the hair off the front if you're going to wear a headband. So I think on the budget end of things, these are actually pretty good. And to reiterate, a wig sister told me she bought these and absolutely loves them and thought more women needed to know about them. That's why I bought them to share with you. Let me know if you have questions, if you have experience with these, or if you have any other budget wig tips to share with your wig sisters. I'll keep looking for budget pieces for you guys. Talk to you soon. Hey friends, thanks so much for watching. Here are a few videos I think you might enjoy. Go ahead and click on one and watch.